Hey, Cherene Francis here, and today I'm going to be talking about whether or not you should be using your camera, professional camera, or a cell phone to do your auditions. So I've used both. As a matter of fact, I just upgraded to this iPhone 16 Pro Max. Let me get my other one. So it's literally been like 2 weeks, maybe 1 week since having this iPhone Pro Max 16, and this is the iPhone XR. And I'm shooting right now on a Sony Alpha 7C. I had to look at it because I'm not like that deep into like tech. But anyways, let me give you some pros and cons of filming with your cell phones or with a camera, a professional camera. So the first thing I would say is my iPhone did help me book stuff, right? Like if you start your acting career with an iPhone, if you're currently using your iPhone to book auditions, like you could probably just stop watching this video if you're not even interested in buying a camera or even upgrading your phone. Like again, this is an older phone and it does justice. There are some limitations though that I feel that you can get out of an upgraded phone or even a camera. So the first thing I'll say is, like, obviously the screen is smaller. That's me and my hubby, right? So like, see the size is a little bit more screen size, just a little bit. But do you see that there's like a frame around the phone? So the fact that there's a frame around the phone, the phone is actually not that wide. It's actually this wide, right? Versus like this has no frame. It's like the screen is the screen, the entire thing. So there's a lot more space for you to look at the details. And yes, you do want to look at the details, like your eye lines and your movements and like the little twitch when you're crying. Like you want to see if it's showing up, right? So that's one thing. The other thing I find is that this phone, like the front facing camera, actually both, like it's not that great. That's the only thing. Like it's okay. Like if you're in daylight, the front facing camera is great. Like it's not bad, but in the night, and a lot of the times I'm doing late night auditions, there's no daylight to give me light, and your girl's chocolate, so like I need my light, right? And so I find that before I had to make sure I did my auditions during the day. Like I had to, and I had to use not the front face camera, but I had to use this lens. So it would be a little bit challenging because I wouldn't be able to see if I'm in frame, because literally, like, imagine like you have to film for this camera and you can't see if you're in frame until you turn around, and so you're constantly like measuring back and forth. But if you do have a great front facing camera with, let's say, an Android, which have amazing cameras, you know, it's easy for you to set up and see yourself and do that. But anyways, with the iPhone X, like I would have to make sure I'm doing it in the daytime. Similar with this, I feel like it doesn't really catch that much light on the front facing camera, which is kind of disappointing. I thought with upgrading I would have a wonderful front facing camera. There's greater lens on the back end. That's great. So this is why I end up liking using a professional camera. And so my camera is not like, ooh, let's like do amazing. Well, it's just, I got a basic camera and I could actually like make it even better by investing in more lenses and things like that. Right now I got the lens on it that it came with the box, and I will put those specs somewhere because again, I'm not your tech girl. But what I love about using a camera for my audition is, one, this camera specifically is really good in low light settings. So again, like even like no daylight, no lights on, and maybe just my ring light, the lighting is just beautiful. I'll have to put an audition video here for you to see. Looks really nice, right? And so I actually Sometimes I could use any light and it adjusts to whatever light condition I have, and the quality of the camera, the quality of the video just looks amazing. The other thing I like is that it has like this, like I'm looking at this little, you know, what do you call it, monitor on the side. So this monitor, and I'll have to put a picture of a monitor here, but I could see myself, like I could see that I'm in frame. I could set up my background and make sure that I'm here. The only problem is, like, if you're one of those actors that need to focus, this might be distracting. So you wouldn't have the monitor on, you would just keep it off. But at least you could check and see if you are in frame, and then you could always shut it off and then go to the camera. But I actually like having the monitor there. That way I can always like kind of unconsciously, like without looking, see if I'm like out of frame or in frame. But that, I guess you could argue that means you're not in character if you're doing that. So shh. So let's talk about the difference though in price, right? So this camera here that I'm using, the Sony Alpha 7C, it was about, with taxes and all included, about $3,200 Canadian. And then of course the iPhone 16 Pro Max is on a payment plan with my cell phone provider. So I'm not paying all that up front, but this is worth, I'll have to find out what it's worth and put the number here. So, and then of course, then there's a used phone, which you either have one, or if you lose one, you can probably pick one up for like $500, right? So you see, those are the price differences, and I think that obviously the camera is worth what it is in terms of ease. But at the end of the day, is it gonna matter with booking? Not really, not necessarily, because that's just dependent on your acting skills. But as I mentioned before, I find that there's a lot more ease in creating my self-tape videos, putting it together, and then again, for me, the biggest thing is light. And so if you struggle with lighting and you want to make sure you are seen and the picture is not blurry, or like, have you ever seen where someone's recording in low light and it's very grainy? If you have that effect, it's probably because you don't have enough light or something's up with your lens. I don't know. I'm not the tech girl. I am the tech girl, but I'm not. Anyways, I hope that has helped with your decision making around getting a cell phone versus a camera. Let me know what you're using for your auditions. Do you have any tips other than, you know, having a ring light or a softbox? What are you doing to make sure that you're submitting brilliant self-tapes? I'm looking forward to hearing your comments. Remember to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.